Hi guys, today we're going to be making some birria tacos. You are going to need some chuck roast or chuck shank. Make sure you get more than one of these, especially if you're cooking for more than two people. Up next on the screen, you are going to see some seasonings that I purchased. You can find these at your local grocery store, your Hispanic market near you. You really don't need a lot of chilies, but hey, that's just what I got. Here you just see me seasoning up my meat. Make sure you use some meat tenderizer since this is beef. Remember, these are just the seasonings that I chose to use. Up next, you see me adding the beef. You want to make sure you fry it on both sides to brown it. I put some tomatoes and onions in there because I'm going to make a paste and I'm going to add it to the blender. So I'm just going to fry this down on both sides just for a few minutes. You're not going to cook it all the way because it will be going in the crock pot. So right here, you see me adding some chilies. And this is just to, give it some more flavor, give it some paste. I added about 2 of the big chilies and about 3 or 4 of the small chilies, and it was spicy enough. It wasn't too spicy, but it was just right spicy. Any more than that, it may be really spicy. Please remember to take out, the seeds in your chilies before you decide to cook them, because as you know, the spice is usually always in the seeds. So I'm just going to cook that down. After right here, you're going to see me put all of this in a pot with some water. So here's where it gets tricky. We're going to boil this for about 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, we are going to take out the chilies, the onions, the tomatoes, and things like that. And we're going to put them in a blender. But right now, you just see me seasoning some of, just a little bit of the water from my crock pot. And it's all going to work out. You can cook yours on the stove. I just decided to use a crock pot because it's slow cook, so that was easier for me. So I'm just going to add some onions, tomatoes, and some garlic. I already have these things in my other pot, but you need more because it is a broth, and you want to make sure your broth is seasoned really well. And so that's just what I'm doing right here. Make sure you add your bay leaves because you will need those. You only need about 2 bay leaves. That's all I use. And so here are the tomatoes, the onions, the garlic, the chilies that I pulled out from the pot. And I'm just going to blend that together to make the consomme. I believe that's how you say it. This is like your paste. It goes right back into your broth with your crock pot. I did make 2 rounds of this just in case I had to taste it and I needed to add more. So right now I'm just adding my cooked down meat and spices and herbs into this crock pot. I'm also going to go in, I'm going to add my paste, my consomme in there, and I'm going to, mix that all up. And then it's going to slow cook. You want to slow cook this for about 3.5 hours to make it tender. You can slow cook it longer, but make sure you start it ahead of time. And here you just see me stirring it in the middle. Some of my meat is coming apart. I did not take the fat off of mine, but you're more than welcome to take the fat off of yours. And here you just see me taking it out, and I'm just pulling it apart because you do have to put this on the tacos. And that was all the meat that I had, guys. This is why I say make sure you get more than 1 piece of beef shank or beef roast. And so here I have the tacos. Make sure you use 2 pieces of bread to make it thicker, or else it'll come apart. And then you just fry it. And this is what mine looked like in the end. They turned out really well. Make sure you use 2 pieces of corn tortillas. And here I am just dipping it.